The evening today is a dream come true. A dream come true for startups in Mysore, a dream come true for entrepreneurs in Mysore, a dream come true for students in Mysore. And I'm going to tell you why it is going to be a dream. But before I do that, it is also important to understand where we are. TiE Mysuru is India's 23rd chapter, and it is built with the platform to bring all entrepreneurs together at different stages of life and create a community that can support each other. With that said, I am Sambhav Shah, CEO of Cresta and Managing Director of Hero and Honda Automobile Dealerships. And today I am privileged to be the anchor for this entire event. Now I'm going to go back to my dream. And that dream is that this is for the first time I personally, even with all the background, is standing in a place where there are 4 innovative startups, there are multiple investors available, there are students, and there are young entrepreneurs to get inspired. Well, this dream has now become a reality, and all thanks to TiE. I think this deserves a big round of applause. And as we fulfill this dream, it is extremely important that we enjoy and make sure that this evening is interactive. I now welcome on stage Dr. Mahesh Rao to welcome this gathering.
Good evening. I need a little bit more energy. I'm one of those guys who is filled with energy, and if I don't get it back, I'll also sleep. Good evening. Good. That's good to see. I'm privileged to have this today's session where 4 entrepreneurs are going to pitch their idea. And as Mr. Sambhav indicated, yes, it's a new initiative. We have started this, and we plan to have investors along with various other stakeholders to help these startups, to help them in their growth. That's the whole intent. TiE, as you all know of, is very much interested in providing you the 5 pillars for your growth of an entrepreneurship of your company. Those are networking. That's where you talk to the people, get to know them, get to understand their tribulations, their journey, and see what is common and understand it and see why and how you can also grow, not make the same mistakes they made, make a new one and grow with that. Okay, that's the first part of it, networking, right? Mentoring, there are senior entrepreneurs, charter members who have done it, seen it, made it happen. So they are the ones who are going to mentor you, trying to say that, okay, fine, here is how the business plan has to look like, here is how the financials need to be, here is how something else needs to look like, all of that, right? Then educating, yes, we need to educate the startups on compliances, on legal terms, on various other things. That is our next program which we are planning to, about educating the entrepreneurs on various aspects of their startup. And in the same way, incubating them. Yes, we tie up with the local incubators, and we have the industry and the institution interaction, and the institutes are here which have the incubation capabilities, and they are helping. In terms of investing, yes, there is a seed fund which is getting generated here or being done, and it's coming to the final stages of it. It's a slow process for somehow. I have been pushing it, but it is taking too long for my own taste. And I know Sabareesan is not very happy because it's taking too much time. But that's how it is in these kind of cases. But eventually we will get there. And that's how we want to help the startups in Mysore. So as he said, we are the 23rd chapter in India. Now there are 26 chapters in India out of 64 chapters worldwide. Actually 65th is getting, a new chapter is being done in Bhutan, most probably in the next week or week and a half. So we will have a lot of chapters coming in and trying to do that. And in the little later part of it, I'll be talking about the TiE Global Summit, which is going to happen in Bangalore. I'll give an update on that. But right now, let's get started. Let's see how the 4 startups are going to talk about, and I will hand it over back to him for him to take it. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Before we move forward, for all the kind of people that are available in this audience, let's do a show of hands. How many of you are startups? Please raise your hand. Okay, awesome. How many of you are students? Please raise your hand. And how many of you are members of TiE? Please raise your hand. All in all, with all your hand raises, I think this is the most august gathering in Mysore today. So congratulate yourselves for being here today. And now, this entire concept, the entire visualization and the entire plan is extremely important to make sure that all the startups get what they are looking for. And to introduce the entire concept, I will require Mr. Mukund to please come on stage and explain how this entire event is going to happen. Please, sir.
So I think Sambhav has been very kind in introducing the event, and Dr. Rao has prefaced the event. I think the key element of our discussions when we sort of were trying to draw up the annual calendar of events for TiE Mysuru was to try and do something which is something which involves more of the community. So from that perspective, we really felt that we need to engage with the AMs and give them a chance to be able to not just look on from an investment perspective. I think there's a lot more that the community here can provide to the AMs than just money. I think Dr. Rao spoke about networking. Networking necessarily involves an exchange of ideas, of knowledge. Capital is also one aspect of it. But I think from that perspective, this session, in the way we have sort of thought about it, is not necessarily about saying, I need X crore rupees or whatever at this valuation. This is about just for the AMs to come over and talk about what they are doing, sensitize the broader audience to their business initiatives, and see if some connections can be drawn up with the ecosystem here, which can benefit the AMs in sort of moving their business forward. So we are lucky. I think ED has done a fantastic job of sort of selecting 4 AMs, not selecting is a wrong word. Shortlisting is probably the more appropriate word. 4 AMs to kick off this inaugural edition. And I'm happy to see that there's a diversity. We are not looking at software. We are not looking at just manufacturing. We have someone who's in the clean, 2 enterprises in the clean technology space who are trying to reduce the impact on the environment. We have someone who's actually trying to get traditional arts and crafts into the mainstream market. And finally, we have someone who's actually helping a manufacturing industry become more logistically efficient. This is what I understood looking at that, at their pitch, at their documents. If I'm wrong, apologies to the entrepreneurs, but I'd be happy to be corrected when I hear from you and listen to your business plans and your growth plans. With that, I would request all the audience members here to listen intently to what the AMs have to say, engage with them by asking relevant questions, open your networks for the benefit of the AMs, and then keep the conversation going forward as and when you can engage with them in the future. With that, I'll hand it over to Sambhav. Thank you very much.
Now, if the concept is clear, I think it is time for the most anticipated activity to start. And I will take the honor of introducing the first startup that is going to come in. Well, to talk a little bit about the first startup, I'll start from the story of the startup. Well, these were 3 friends, A, B, C, and I'll introduce those names in a future stage, but let's hear me out for 1 second. So these were 3 friends, A, B, C, studied in school together, and then they all became different professions. One of them studied in NIE. So engineers, give me a show of hand. Awesome. And if you are students and if you have classmates, then this is the story that you need to hear. Now, he went to US and he worked there for 11 years. After 17 years, he found his way back to India, and we are very grateful that the startup has come back to India. And once he's back, he's on the journey of startup from the last 4 years. He recently won the Elevate grant from the startup Karnataka government, and this is an IT consumer brand that he has built. From school friends to founders, this is the story of Anil, Dr. Anjali, and Archana. I would now like to invite all of them on stage to introduce their startup, Dirtyl.
and I'm the marketing manager for Dirtyl, an eco-friendly solution for our everyday cleaning products. So, as you all might already be aware, we are all moving towards being more greener and cleaner, but our everyday household cleaning products has remained the same throughout the generation. And this comes with pre-mixed ready-to-use cleaning bottles, and it is designed to be used and discarded when empty. So just to give you a brief walkthrough, why Dirtyl? I read a study which said that, the study has found that, we have microplastics entering our body as well. So the plastic is not only polluting our environment, it is polluting our body. And one of the scariest point that I saw was, it was also found in breast milk. That was very scary, as I'm a mother. So plastic is not only just a pollution, it is also very hazardous for our future generation as well. So just to give you a brief, just to give you a walkthrough, this is how much plastic is being discarded every year by one single family. And only 15% out of it is being recycled. And the remaining ends up in landfills and in oceans. These pre-mixed water cleaning products, pre-mixed cleaning products not only pollute our planet, it is also water heavy, which also contributes more to carbon emission. So to give you a quick example, one TU truck can carry about 8.25 tons of pollen product, just to give you an example, and that will be distributed only for 15,000 households, and also leads to 300 kgs of carbon emission. But with Dirtyl, the carbon emission can be reduced up to 91%. So to eliminate the single-use plastic, the toxic chemicals, and the plastic itself, we have come up with a perfect solution to combine all the cleaning products into one single tablet that will give you the perfect solution for your everyday cleaning products. So to give you a quick demo, Anil here, the CEO of our company, will walk you through it.
Thank you, Imla. So once again, thank you all for giving us an opportunity. So I'm going to give a quick demo of one small product, not every product probably. It's not possible. I can't bring the washing machine and show you how it works. I'm going to show a very simple product like a multi-surface cleaner. Just to give you an example, like choline is what the market dominant. It has like 75% market capture. And just to give you an idea, it has 3,000 crores worth of revenue just for the multi-surface cleaner. So we are going to show you how we are going to replace this entire choline bottle, which contains 90+% of water in it, and we pay about 90 rupees for half liter of choline. How can we replace this water bottle or the spray bottle and the water just with one tablet? So my co-founder, Ms. Archana, is going to show you. So this is we call it as a forever bottle. In fact, we are not, saying like, this is 100% eco-friendly. This is a Trita bottle. This is a very high, elegant bottle, and this won't degrade almost like 2-3 years at least. So she's going to drop one tablet into it, which is going to, make half liter of solution. So it's going to fizz for a while. It will take about 15 minutes to dilute completely. And in 15 minutes, the solution will be ready for you to use. So in place of 90 rupees, you can just make your own solution with 15 to 20 rupees. That's our tablet. That's one product. So like that, we have got, let's say, laundry. Let's talk about laundry. By the way, everyone is going to get a samples of all our products before you go home. So laundry. So we have been using the powder and the liquid so far. I mean, earlier days it was only soaps, and then it came to powder. Now it's liquid. Now the future is going to be tablet. There's no more going to be plastic bottles that you have to use on a liquid for the liquid. And just to transport the liquid from one place to another place, it's going to, like Vimla explained, it's going to be like for example, choline. To transport choline from Chennai to Bangalore, that's the example of a Chennai to Bangalore. There's about 300 kg of carbon emission that has been emitted. So by replacing that with just one tablet, it's going to reduce the carbon emission by 91%. See, one simple idea can save our future generations. So yeah, similarly, we have laundry. Can you just open it, please? So in laundry, we recommend 2 tablets for a Indian wash, or if somebody has a very official where like which will never get closed, just want to get refreshed, we recommend just one tablet in it. We also provide a reusable pouch, so that because it's a new product, a lot of people are skeptical to use it. What will happen to my clothes? I have been using it forever. So we started recommending, okay, use a pouch so that it won't come in contact directly with the clothes. That way, your clothes are safe, and this particular tablets is 3-in-1. What does it mean? So when you wash your clothes, you're going to use it. You use the detergent plus the fabric conditioner. Some people use a fragrance enhancer, or some of the fabric conditioners comes with a fragrance as well. So our tablet is all-in-one. Once you use our tablet, you don't have to use a fabric conditioner like Comfort or any other detergent. It's as simple as that. This small tablet can do the magic. So similarly, we have a replacement for all the floor cleaners. You must be paying about I would say like 100 or 120 rupees for half liter of Lysol, and probably phenol, which is probably 50-60 rupees for the local dealer. So we have come with a formulation where we can replace this entire thing with just one tablet. So there are 2 ways to use this tablet. If you can directly drop this tablet or half a tablet, we can even break this tablet, half the tablet into a water, and just wait for 5 minutes. It will start fizzing, just like how we saw for the multi-surface cleaner, and you can start washing or mopping the floor. Or if somebody doesn't want to use it, they just want to still retain the same way of liquid, just take 4 tablets, put it in half liter of bottle, and your liquid will be ready. Your liquid will be ready. So you can just use like 50 ml or 100 ml of that particular concentration, pour it into your regular bucket, and you can do it in the same way. It's up to you. It's your choice. So similarly, we have a few other products like these are like add-on products, not like everyday a must-have product. Those 2 are must-have, but whereas this is like a washing machine drum descaler. If you have used the Surf Excel or Ariel in the past, you must have seen the washing machine have a kind of scaling accumulated in the entire drum after a few months. That's because of the toxic chemicals and harsh chemicals that you use in their formulation. So in order to remove that, we have come up with a descaler. This is not something new in the market. There are some other competitive product in the market in tablet form, but we also ready come up with the same one. There's one good news. Once you start using our laundry detergent tablets, you don't need the descaler anymore, because we don't use any of the harsh chemicals or toxic chemicals. It's 100% food grade. In fact, it's chemical because there's no food or no cleaning product which comes without chemical. So that has a chemical, but that's a food grade and 100% eco-friendly and biodegradable chemicals. So like that, we have some fancy tablet which is a car windshield, which can be used for your car wind wiper. You can just put it in your dashboard. Whenever it rains, just drop it if your wind wiper tank is empty, and it's ready. So yeah, these are our products, and we also have other about 7 new products in R&D. So our Ms. Archana is a formulation officer along with Dr. Anjali. So both continuously do the R&D and come up with the new products. So that's all about our products. Any questions before we go to the next slide? So these are our sales. So these are not our actual, the real business sales. This is just the sales from our pilot project. So we have been selling since January, and we were little fluctuation. It's again due to the manufacturing challenges. We have been manufacturing the product in-house. The main challenge with the manufacturing is, number one, it's a pharmaceutical grade manufacturing, whereas the product itself is a non-pharma. So we started our sales in January in Amazon and a few selective stores, and we were able to reach about 5.71 lakhs in the month of May. So last month also we crossed about 5 lakhs plus in sales. That's only, with the selective stores and only in Amazon. Right. So just to give you a fair idea, cleaning product market is the second largest market in the world. Like first is food and beverages. Next comes the cleaning industry, which is like 230 billion across the globe. And in India alone, like we have about 1,000 crores, 7,000 crores worth of market. So our strength, myself, I'm a software engineer back in days, no more. I still work as software, on some of the projects, but now like I'm totally into a consumer brand, focusing on Dirtyl, taking it across India and global. And we also have Archana, she's a formulation specialist, and she also has a manufacturing expertise. She was a phenyl manufacturer in the past. So that's how, I brought her into this industry. I gave her the idea, okay, come on, let's do something, replacement for all these bottles. So we shared this idea, we discussed, and she took almost 2 years, about 2.5 years to kind of come up with this formulation and multiple iterations. So our competitors, primarily we have two competitors, one in US and one in Australia. So the major competitor in US is Blueland. They are making about a $3 million revenue just in D2C sales. They are not even offline, just selling on Amazon. They are making about $3 million monthly revenue. Similarly, we have Skipper. They are in Australia. And we have a few other brands which are primarily into, like I said, only drum descaler tablet, a very minor. They're not into a mass market or a mass product. So just to give you a fair idea, like even today, the cleaning industry, cleaning products are primarily dominated in brick and mortar store. As we are all moving towards D2C, like direct to customers, like most of the our shopping lifestyle is changing towards shopping online. This cleaning industry is still lagging behind to brick and mortar store, but sure. Thank you. All right. So we still have about 30 lakhs worth of pre-order. Almost like it has been piling up for last 3-4 months. We couldn't fulfill. Only primary reason is because of the manufacturing challenges and capital limitation. So we are looking to be at least 5 crore as soon as we have the manufacturing unit 100% up and running, and we are looking to be at least 250 crore company in the next 5 years. So this is me, this is Dr. Anjali, and that's Archana. Right. So like I said, we have some challenges in terms of manufacturing. We are also looking for some pharmaceutical expertise who can come and help us in scaling up the manufacturing. And we are also looking for distributors across pan-India, probably next 2 to 3 months. Right. These are asked for any VC that we pitch. And we have some promises from some of the VCs. Only challenge is they don't fund for the manufacturing. That's the biggest hurdle that we have today. And they ask us like either go for leasing them, unit, and or like we can't fund for the manufacturing. You just use it for marketing and sales. But before even having the full scale manufacturing, I can't even think of marketing and sales. Right. So yeah, that's Dirtyl. I'm open to take any questions now.
Can I?
Sure. Oh, yeah. This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead.
First of all, congratulations on coming out with this wonderful idea, very much needed for the world today. But I suspect your total TAM is underscored. I think it's much larger. India itself will have 230 billion. So you may want to rework, because later on scaling up will be a challenge. So I would request you to do that. I can also put you on to some international angel investing firm.
Sure.
Because most of the VCs don't finance asset-based investment. So it's very strange that I can do. And your go-to-market strategy doesn't seem to be that clear to me. Maybe you may want to dwell on it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir. Appreciate, sir. Yeah, like you said, manufacturing funding is one big challenge, and that would be very helpful if you could just show us the path. And coming to the market TAM, what you said is exactly right. That's what I showed is actually only the organized market. Like every city, every district, every rural area has their own cleaning products, which is not at all covered in this TAM. So for those who doesn't know what is TAM, total addressable market, which is a market size of the particular product. So yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, we considered what is available across the internet. Thank you.
Yeah, so a few observations. If you are building a consumer product, you need to come from a consumer product mindset and not from a manufacturing mindset. Okay, for a moment, let's assume that all that you are saying about the product is true. Okay, I mean, that is a very big assumption, but
Yes.
giving you the benefit of doubt and saying, okay, yours is the most fantastic product that anybody has ever come up with in the cleaning space. Let's give you that benefit of doubt. Now, the reason why your product is 80% cheaper than what anybody else has is very simple. The reason is you have not accounted for marketing cost. Okay, all their products are even cheaper. Okay, the product cost might be 5% of the MRP that you see there. It's the marketing cost that gets loaded onto that. And that is the reason why I'm saying you need to think of yourself as a marketing company first and start planning like that. Like Sabarisan sir said, VCs will fund only asset-light companies, and they are coming at it from the right place when they say, I won't, fund a manufacturing kind of a setup. I'm saying if you have assets, then you go for a loan and then, try and convince a bank or, somebody who will give you a secured loan to try and build that. But visualize yourself as a marketing company, and why isn't a Unilever or a P&G doing this? I'm saying ask that question first. Okay, so I also agree with Sabarisan sir that this is a huge market. I'm saying it's not 7,000 crores. It would be more than 70,000 crores easily, just the Indian market alone. So I think you need to look at some of the numbers, including the number where the lady spoke of plastic recycling. Okay, I don't know where you got that 15% from. India has one of the highest plastic recycling rates. Okay, more than 90% of the plastic. Okay, now I'm not talking about single-use flimsy plastic, but this kind of plastic, more than 90% actually goes back. Okay.
Sir, can we take this in person at a later stage?
No, sure. I mean,
yeah.
So,
is there any particular question?
No, so the question, not a question, but
A knowledge share.
suggest that please relook at this and then we can discuss after.
Definitely, sir. That's very helpful. Thank you. Yeah.
Would you like to respond to anything?
I mean, yeah, it's a long, interaction.
Great.
Yeah, sure. I will catch up, offline.
Please, sir, please. No.
No, that was wonderful. Yeah, that was a great insight, sir. Thank you.
We have 3 more startups for you to ask questions, sir. Any other questions?
Sure, sir.
I think the question here which you want to answer is very simple. How did you arrive at your product cost, unit cost? And how did you justify your cost in there? If that was the question, yeah, Ravi was asking, then that is the right question to ask. But I guess rest of it is, yes, I mean, it's an interaction between you two. Okay?
Yeah. Right. Sure. I mean, at this time, it's always open secret. It's no more as a closed secret for us. Yeah, to manufacture, as of now, we are spending about 1 rupee 58 paisa per tablet, but we are selling it for 5 rupees. It's like 1 is to close to 4, 3 to 4. That's what we are selling at this time. And yeah, like you said, like as we grow, as we scale, the manufacturing cost might come down less than 50 paise per tablet. As of now, let's say to buy, we are buying just probably 10 bags of chemical, one A chemical. So when we get a capacity to buy 10 tons of chemical, definitely our cost is going to reduce drastically. Plus, as we scale, our manufacturing cost is going to come down heavily. And to answer to your point about the manufacturing,
Got it. Thank you. Sure. We have one more question.
Sure.
A couple of observations. One is, as you said, marketing is important,
working capital will be very important for you. So as you scale more than manufacturing cost, the plant itself, working capital. But more important than that, I think you need to look at your pricing. It's very easy to reduce pricing. Once the consumer gets used to a certain price point, it's very difficult to raise that price. So currently you are doing on a cost plus basis because your manufacturing costs are low and you don't have marketing. Extract as much value as is reasonable from the consumer. Don't leave value on the table, because once you leave value on the table, once the word spreads, it's very difficult to, I mean, you can have inflation adjustments, that's okay, but to actually think about increasing the price 2x, 3x, 4x, just because the product is successful, will be difficult. So think about pricing also as you go ahead.
Sure. Just to, if I can answer that question quickly, we did a pilot on that particular point. Actually, we did made it 2x of our price. Like as of now, we are selling about, for, like I said, 4 rupees or 5 rupees per tablet. We made it 10 rupees in the beginning, and we almost got like 99% rejection. Like even with the most upper class people, all they complained is, I want to use an eco-friendly product. I want to use something very sustainable. But the problem is the price point. Okay, for a product like cleaning product, I mean, they can wear something expensive. They don't mind, which is eco-friendly. But when it comes to the cleaning product, they're very much skeptical to use, pay the double the actual product, current market standard rate, and use it as eco-friendly.
You're saying we are benchmarking with other product tablet manufacturers, is what you're saying?
No, not with the tablet. Regular, any other, let's say like Lysol or.
But you're much cheaper than them, is what you're saying.
I mean, we are not considering cheaper. We are like equivalent to them in some of the product. We are like 1/4 of them in some of the product. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
We'll take one more question from the back. Yeah.
Sure. That's what our focus was in the beginning. Like I said, the manufacturing comes under pharmaceutical, which is a very expensive manufacturing. Right, we tried that actually. That's a problem. Like, there are two challenges here. Because we are the front runner in this, particular product, in next 5 years, you will see at least 5 brands. That I can bet. At least 5 brands in tablet form. But for now, we are the only company in India doing a, cleaning product in tablet. So we want to take advantage of the first 2 years to be a, kind of a monopoly and capture as much market share as possible without leaving our formulation secret. Once I go for third-party manufacturing, I can't hold my formulations anymore, right? So that's one challenge. Number 2, the pharmaceutical manufacturing, the outsourced manufacturing is done only by the pharmaceutical companies at this time, whereas the product, like I said, comes under non-pharma. But the machineries, process, everything has to be pharmaceutical, grade. So that's the biggest challenge.
Would you like to ask them something, like any help that you require?
Sure. My biggest ask is here, of course, the capital. The second one is the manufacturing side. We still have, we have chemical expertise, but we all have certain limitations to go. Beyond that, we can't, reinvent things unless we are a super duper chemistry experts. So one request from you all is, if anyone of you know any manufacturer or an expert in pharmaceutical line, okay, in tablet making process, like challenges, who can really help us, that would be really helpful if you can get us the connection. That's one big thing. Other than that, the third request is, please, spread a word on social media as much as possible. And very soon we are going to start a lot of digital marketing effort, and we need all your help. Try use our product, give as many negative feedback as possible. I know everyone gives positive feedback in our friend circle, but I want the negative feedback first. And if we want to fix ourselves at this stage, rather than fixing ourselves when we are like.
So for us to give feedback, you're going to give us samples to
yes,
all of them. Awesome.
So we have samples. We have almost like 100 pieces samples. People, you all, whenever you will leave after lunch, after dinner, please pick up whatever you want to try, and a must is a feedback, please.
Awesome. Thank you for your presentation, and thank you for your samples. I'm sure in the audience, a lot of them will be knowing a lot of manufacturers. So I think this one ask is a very easy ask to this audience. So you can please connect with all of them who had an interaction with you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
If there is any more questions for him, if there is any more suggestions, we can take it offline. We'll invite the next speaker on stage.
Sure.
But thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you all for your questions.
Thank you all.
Thank you. So the next presentation we have is the pitch by QIKK. I'll request you to please set up the presentation for him. It's my honor to introduce Raghavendra. He's the CEO of QIKK Automation Technologies. He's settled in Mysore from the last 10 years. He shifted recently, and that's 10 years back, because he was very affectionate towards the city, and he thought the culture of the city is something that he can appreciate. And he's had the last 20 years of his life in software development and product development. Um, well, happy to say that he is one of the youngest startups that we will see from one of the oldest guys. Right? So 45-year-old guy with a 1-year-old startup. I think it's encouraging for all of us, and we thank you for being here. Please take over the stage.
Probably I'll go with this. Thank you, Sambhav, and Namaskara Mysuru, TiE Mysuru. So thanks for giving that reference of my age directly or indirectly, because these days when you say startup, people will expect, like a college guy or someone coming and presenting. Yeah. So I think I'm representing here QIKK Automation Technologies, as he briefed about my experience. I come from a product development, software development and product development background. While I'm standing here, probably I'm learning the art of business or doing business, right? So I know I already learned a lot of things. In fact, before I begin with my presentation, quickly I want to thank TiE Mysuru because a month back I hit some roadblock. I did a small message in the group. Of course, I got so much of response. I could speak to only few, but that solved my at least that burning problem, right? So with that, I'll start off. So QIKK Automation Technologies, quick for the reason for being speed. Then the automation is where we stand as of today. So we are positioning ourselves as an automation company, and technologies is where we want to get to. We want to focus entirely all, probably, whatever we are doing today, we want to take it to the next level using the technology. So very briefly, Rexatronics Mysore Private Limited is our incubator. So they, it's basically they are into electronic manufacturing. They had a couple of SMT lines. We used that as a platform and came up with an idea of QIKK Automation Technologies. We are not, under QIKK, we are not doing anything as of electronic manufacturing. I mean, we don't do any PCB assembly. That's the Rexatronics business. We are trying to build a supply chain, or probably, build an ecosystem for electronic manufacturers in terms of streamlining their processes, in terms of enhancing their productivity, efficiency. To make it very simple, right? We are trying to use technology and make in India concept. The core principles of QIKK is use technology and make in India. There is a reason for specifying these two words. Anyways, a quick, basically we started our journey on 15th of August 2022. We envisioned what should be the products to address the manufacturing problems. Okay. Then by September 2023, we built a prototype. We launched it in Productonica 2023 exhibition, a global exhibition, electronics exhibition, to get a feedback, to get to know where the product fits. After getting a very good response and positive feedback, right? We went into a validation stage. Of course, most of the validation happened in Rexatronics itself because we had required a platform. But eventually in January, we started our first few customers, and we have seen a very good traction. So where at the moment when I stand here, I have a team of around 20 plus with a diversified technology stack from embedded engineers, mechanical designers, and computer vision engineers, and of course front-end software developers. We have broadly classified as 5 categories of products. And we have 5 customers, 3 are in production, 2 are in implementation. And then of course, we have quite a few testimonial, but more or less, the 2-3 implementation that we have completed is what I can claim as testimonial. So To make it very simple, I don't have any fancy problem statements to say that I'm going to solve this, I'm going to do that, all. When we started envisioning about this concept, right, quick automation technologies in 2022, we found that there is no reason why we are importing so many. I mean, it's a basic machinery in electronic manufacturers. I'm sitting in front of Mahesh sir, who is a veteran. I am sure he will have hundreds of questions. But this was the thought that came in our mind in 2022. There are so many. In fact, there are hundreds of companies in India who are into PCB assembly. Simple PCB assembly, the PCB will come, the parts will get assembled on the board, and then it comes out after a soldering or oven, whatever it is, right? But we found that hardly any of those machines, even the simple PCB, the boards that are being passed from one end to one machine to another machine, was not manufactured in India. Either it was coming from China, or China, of course, because of the price point, but we saw it is coming out of Germany, Sweden, multiple other places at a premium price. So one is the price, second is also the import duty, right? So that's where the problem statements remains very, very simple, while actual product addresses multiple things, right? The aim of quick automation technologies is to localize and build a supply chain in India for electronic manufacturers. That's a very simple objective what we have in Quick. So net to net, we have that idea of 3 steps. As I mentioned, Quick, we launched our products, at least the prototypes, MVP, very quickly in a span of 8 to 10 months. That's where Quick. Now we are positioning ourselves as an automation. We want to apply a lot of technology related our experience and then go up to like some of these big names who are the global players. So that's the aim and objective of the quick automation. So in simple, this is how a shop floor looks. If you ask me, I want to have probably each and every machine that you are seeing there, I want to have that in India. So that's our objective. I know it's a dream. I know it's a very aspirational game, but that's where we want to. So coming back to the reality, right? So as we stand today, we have broadly 3 categories of products. In each of them, we have multiple products. One is a purely software game. So for improving the efficiency and productivity, and most importantly, the traceability. Like in pharma, where the raw material comes and then till the finished goods, you need to have complete traceability of which raw material used, at what stage, from which supplier. Similar regulatory requirements are there in electronics. So first and foremost, we have a pure software product which is already implemented in 2 customers. It's a complete end-to-end traceability software, gives a complete idea on what is happening on the shop floor. Again, the product has already evolved in last 6 to 8 months. And I know there is still long way to go because there are a lot of machine integrations which are pending. So that's where we are currently into. Then we have smart systems, which is purely, it is basically equipment or a hardware product, right? Mechanical hardware with a lot of PCB sensors, advanced sensors, IoT devices, right? 2 primarily, at the moment, we have only two products here. One is to manage the inventory. Inventory, when I say electronics inventory, again, inventory sounds very generic, but in electronics, managing inventory is one of the biggest challenges. So that's where we want to address, and that's where we are probably early into the market, at least in India. And then we also have a lot of, inventory related products, which is like streamlining the inward and capturing. We have a product which is completely based on computer vision, where it captures the information and then using OCRs, we try to capture the information in one shot. We are also building our own inspection kind of a AOI kind of a machine, which can inspect the PCB board and then give the inference on where it is gone wrong. And so those are the product roadmap. I'm not going there in detail. Then we have the third category, which is more of material handling systems. Actually, we started with that. it is the simple conveyors and all. Of course, strategically at the moment, that is not our primary focus. The primary focus has been these two. We are looking for, in fact, we already have some kind of an alignment with Rexatronics. They are going to take care of that. So QIKK is going to focus primarily on these two. But that product is also there. Nutshell, this is how our product looks like. This is what I was referring to, the inventory management system. And that's something on the computer vision basis. And a lot of stuff that you are seeing is more of a software MES based solution, which works on the shop floor. These are all those material handling systems, simple conveyor boards or the boards passing conveyors. Again, as I mentioned, this was the starting point, because when looking at these small machines, it really made, it was really painful at that point in time to understand that very rarely these products are done or manufactured in India. At least a year back, very few players were there in this area in India, and those manufacturers were also general manufacturers. Okay, so why our product's unique? I can give 100 reasons, but at a very high level, it is unique for 3 reasons. One, if you notice QIK, it is also for the quality, intelligence, and creativity, right? Similarly, quality is definitely the first aspect. Second is the smartness that we have built in. Third, because I come from a software background, my other colleague, he is sitting here, he also comes from a software background. It is software rich. Okay, probably I'll come to more of the conclusion, right? So, of course, the help or the challenges and help, I've tried to combine and club it. So, one of the challenges and the support required is also, right? The initial investment has been really high. Rexatronics has supported us. I would say they have done a fantastic job in supporting us with that initial investment. Ideally, by now, QIKK was supposed to run on its own, which is not yet. Okay, so that's one of the challenges. Even tomorrow, if I have to pick up some another machine for the R&D or development, right, the prototype, all those things, the investment is very high. Okay, then the market demand is high. That is a challenge. That is an opportunity also. I am seeing it as a challenge because it is so high. In fact, last 2 months, there have not been a single day where we did not get an inquiry, right? But the price point is the biggest challenge. I will try to go a little fast. Then, at the moment, personally, I am feeling a little pinch because I'm not getting proper information on the startup fund schemes, etc. Maybe a low-hanging kind of a challenge that I'm facing. Last but not the least, since I also saw some college or people from the college, right? We are definitely struggling to build a team in Mysuru, right? So we are looking for sales, we are looking for marketing and also engineering students or others to apply. So that's my last challenge. I think I'll not go through this. This is one another big challenge in this type of the industry is the technology is completely diversified. I need a mechanical designer to design the rack. I need a modern developer to design or probably develop a software. So it is that varied. So that's another challenge I will live with. I think with that I will just close. Myself, I have Saranga who is sitting there. He is our go-to technical person. While I was supposed to be, but now I am learning business, so I'm no more working on the technical front. Any questions, suggestions and inputs? Okay, to make it, we started with reverse engineering, no doubt about it. Okay.
From which country like?
See, our reverse engineering was on the Chinese product only because that was easily accessible, affordable. For me to get some product and dismantle, that was the easiest one, right? So we started with the re-engineering of mostly Chinese product. Okay, but the software has been completely indigenous. That much I can say. There is nothing that we have taken probably not even a layer of it. We have taken it from the other country.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Raghavendra. Good to see you.
Shoot, sir.
From the perspective, what exactly you're looking for the people to provide you the help with? Can you elaborate a little bit and tell us what exactly you're looking for?
Sure. So definitely the first help that we are looking for is a capital. Okay, it's a capital intensive, right? We have burnt all our money now. It is for sales, for next set of product development, and for basically for go to market, right? Today we are not doing more than my forecast. In fact, when I say I'm not doing, even my forecast is not more than 50 lakhs per quarter, right? Easily I can convert it to 50 lakhs per month. 1.5 is what was my actual projection was, or probably target was. But again, there is lack of manpower, especially for the marketing or sales, because sales cycle is also a little longer. People will expect some kind of demos, the multiple demos, multiple customizations, and then probably we'll have to leave some machines on demo. That's how we converted one of the largest or probably very big name, Continental Automotive India. So we had left our smart track for 8 months there, right? So definitely capital for sales is my first ask. I don't know how many of the investors will be willing to, as I said, I'm learning the art of business. So I don't know how much of the investors will be willing to invest on the sales. Second is for the new product development, as I was showing in one of the slides, we want to get there. We want to compete with, let's say, like Zuki or Promotion USA. So to get there, there is a lot of new products that we need to bring into the market. So that's the second. Then third, obviously, once we have the sales, the delivery will also become equally important. So I need to scale up the team overall. These are the three asks.
Can you flip back to the current challenges slide? See, for funding, we can connect you to some, depending on your fund ask, I'm not very clear how much you need.
Sorry.
For funding, if you're looking for funding, if you know the quantum of funding, we can connect you to some angel.
Yeah, I will have to work out to be very honest.
That is one thing.
Yeah.
Because you said high initial investment required for R&D. So what is high? We need to know whether to go to.
No, the
anyway,
yeah. I want to answer now or?
No.
I think you may want to answer later.
Later. I'll leave these thoughts with you. Later on we can.
Definitely.
Of course, India is a very price sensitive market, so you have to have that penetrating ability to. The other thing is, I didn't understand the competence. Are you talking about skill sets or the challenges in acquiring advanced technology?
Yeah, so it's basically skill set and in Mysore. So I have again Mahesh sir sitting here.
There.
I want an embedded engineer or a PCB design engineer. Getting in Bangalore is not a problem. Okay, of course, it calls for a higher salary, but that's a different story. But getting a same kind of skill set in Mysore is at least a challenge what I have seen. I mean, this is one of the examples.
Yeah. Last question is, are you confining your capabilities to only electronic manufacturing, or you can extend to other manufacturing as well? For example, can you implement Industry 4.0 project for some of the companies in and around Mysore? So is that possible?
Yeah, actually we got inquiries. In fact, SKF is one of the examples in Nanjangud. We got the inquiries. At the moment, we are not gone out of electronics. Maybe, I don't know. At the moment, we don't have manpower. That's the first challenge. But by vision also, if you ask me, at the moment, we don't have that. We want to exclusively, because when I go to the market, I see a lot of gap in this industry, electronics industry, manufacturers. There is a huge potential in this industry itself. So that's my answer.
Sir, I have one request. If you can go back to the slides where competencies were required. I think we have multiple institutional partners. All the teachers, all the students, please remove your phones, take photos so that you can know what is the ask, correct? You can connect your friends with him.
And unfortunately, it is for everything is there on the slide because that is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think it's also important you have to be good at it, right? I think it's not just studying it. So I think that's the gap. So if you like something out of this and you want to get an expertise in this, then I think it's a good option.
Yeah. So, see, products are multiple, but I can tell you about our roadmap. Currently, we have around 5 products. We want to reach, there are at least the another 15 which we have shortlisted for next 1 to 1.5 years. At the moment, we are not touching 3 things. One is the soldering, another is the pick and place machine, and the SPI, the printer. These, but AOI, not the complete AOI, but at least the through hole component AOI, we have already started the development. So AOI, we want to, we have in our roadmap, but pick and place machine and the soldering, no.
We'll take one last question. Anybody from the back? Yeah.
I'm sure there are more than 10 engineering colleges and a lot of MBA colleges in this Mysore, badly looking for opportunities in Mysore. So if you can just, as you mentioned, we'll be happy to support you with all the required manpower. Just that we wanted to understand any specific certifications or the kind of expertise you will be looking for very specifically. And recently I'm representing G2+ Women's Engineering College Mysore, and soon we'll be getting an Altium Center of Excellence. So specifically for PCB designing. So we're going to set up that Altium thing. So if it will be useful for you, I mean, we can really collaborate and give you a required manpower as such.
Sure, I'll put it in the group and then
we'll connect with you about
Sure.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
If any students have any questions, if anybody at the back, how much will you pay, sir?
So, but I can pay well for the sales and marketing. Probably 2 positions are open. For that, you will definitely pay it well because it's an incentive-based scheme or work.
How can they reach out to you?
They can reach out to I can drop in my card. They can reach out to me.
So sir will drop in his card, and I think he also has shared his contact details. I think he's also very active on LinkedIn because I've seen this on LinkedIn. So you can also reach out to him on LinkedIn. Any other questions?
Things that you said is stock management, supply chain, some of the things. So there's plenty of softwares in the market already, off the shelf, which you can, it's like build versus buy, right? So personal experience, I have done similar thing in the past. I found out buying the software is much cheaper than building yourself, unless you want to be a kind of global player in that particular domain. At least for the features that you explained, I can see those are like kind of softwares which you can just license it instead of spending 10x or 20x money than building.
Yeah. So I think that's where I was mentioning, right? We are specifically focusing on this industry, which is electronics manufacturer. I will be happy to take some feedback from purely from electronic manufacturer perspective, right? By and large, what I have seen, this industry has a huge gap, especially in India, and the outside, whatever the products I have seen myself, right? Even there is a lot of gap in terms of advancements, So that's where whatever I mentioned is exclusively for electronics manufacturing, where there is a gap. The same software may not work for, for example, this is an inventory management system that you are seeing. It is specifically for reads.
Raghavendra, I think Anil might not have understood. I think some of the things which you are doing is automating the inventory directly to the MES. That you didn't explain, most probably he didn't understand. So that's okay. Yeah, we can take it offline.
So what will happen also is that after the event, Mahesh will share the details of all the speakers on the group. So anybody who wants to reach out to him personally also can do that. Thank you. Thank you for your excellent presentation. I think there are multiple opportunities along with asks that have come forward, especially for institutions. I think this should also be an eye-opener that somebody has come to our town, spent 10 years in our town, and is still saying that we don't have good talent. I'm 100% sure it is not true. It's just a matter of finding the right match. So I wish all the very best to the startup, and I wish that you find all your funding also. Thank you for that, and thank you all for your questions. I'm going to come to our third startup, and our third startup is started by Ms. Tanushri. Okay. Okay, so there are some exciting announcements before we move on to the next startup, and I will request Dr. Mahesh Rao to please come on stage and explain to us about the Global Summit. Please, sir.
Thank you. TiE Global Summit is an event which happens once a year, and this is the 7th edition of the TiE Global Summit, which is happening. And this time it's going to be happening between Bangalore, Mysuru. It starts on December 9th in Bangalore, and December 12th it is going to move to Mysuru. The campus where it is going to be held on December 12th is in Infosys campus in Mysuru. And we expect somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 delegates. That is not including the Mysuru part, Mysuru delegates. These are all from Bangalore and all the other 65 chapters from all over the world. And there are contingents which are coming from particular countries, 10 to 15, 20 members who are coming in. And there is a lot of challenges which we are facing. We are forming committees to address some of them. So in the next few weeks, I'll be reaching out to most of you, asking you to help me out. And I hope you'll all be ready to help us out. We are looking at, from the guests who are coming into Mysuru, for them to stay for their food, for their transportation, for various other activities. What is the program in Mysuru? On December 12th, the program starts around 10:30 at Infosys campus, concludes at about 4:30, with an last part of that with Arun Yogiraj talking about his entrepreneurial journey. Most of you know who he is, right? Anybody who doesn't know? Anybody? Okay. So he's going to talk about his entrepreneurial journey. What is entrepreneurial journey for him? It's much bigger than what we think. Okay? So there is a lot more challenges which he faces compared to what we do. Something which he messes up, he can't redo anything. He has to discard it. We can fix something and we can still make it work, but he can't. So all those things he's going to talk about. And then after that, the whole program moves to Palace, Mysuru Palace. There will be TiE Global Awards, which will be given out. And then there is a networking dinner. Okay, so all of that is still in the works, trying to get that finalized. There are a lot of hurdles. So we don't want committee members to be going in there and asking until we got the confirmations. Yes, that's going to work. And then we want the committee members to follow up with all the other things. So there is a lot of challenges for the committees. And before that, the TiE Global Summit, the chairs and the co-chairs, that is Madan Pariki, Sudhanma, Dhananjaya, myself and Nagarajan, we are meeting almost every week trying to figure out the issues which are there and how do we address them. So once we think that we have addressed that issue and we move to the next one, there is some problem in the same issue. It comes back to haunt us. So we want to get that to some level where we know that answers are there, so we can ask the committees to go and address the rest of it. At the top level, we still don't have what you call it as the Mysuru Palace agreeing, yes, you can do it here and this will work. Infosys saying that yes, we are going to give you this kind of facilities for you. Those meetings, we are pushing for it and that has not happened. They have agreed in principle, but the details, that has to be worked out before we ask the committees to go and work with them, right? So we have formed the committees, and Mahesh Katale has been very kind to give us the recommendation. We had the meeting, we formed the committees, we put the roles and responsibilities, but somehow we are still stuck because we are not able to communicate all the details since some back-end work, what we thought is there is not there because they are still looking for data and various other things. Do I see Sudhir from KDM? No? Okay. KDM is the co-sponsor for all of this, and they have been working diligently. I hope they wrap up those things so that we can move to the next level. Thank you very much. I hope that's the news about the TGS, and if you have any questions, please come and talk to me after this, and we need a lot of people to help out. We need the institutions to provide us with volunteers, the kids who can run around and make things happen, from registration to moving people in and out, because there will be 3 different places. One is the Infosys campus, the next is the Palace, next is a dinner and networking dinner. So that's where the challenges are. Thank you very much. We can continue next.
It wouldn't be an understatement. I'm sure all of us are very excited, and we will certainly help in whatever means we can. We can ask how many students are ready to be volunteers for this. Sir, all the students have raised their hand. So that problem is solved. Awesome. Let's move on to our next presentation. Tanushri and Shashi, both of them are from Mysore, born in Mysore. She worked in Bangalore. Then she moved to Davangere for her studies, and now she is back to Mysore. I think Mysore has now become a magnet to attract startups, and everybody is returning back to our town. So we are very happy with that. She's also a software engineer from the prestigious Institute of BITS Pilani, and she's had multiple years in software engineering, and now I think the entire career has taken a turn, and she's back to making all of us play games, games that we miss, games that are old, and games that we love. This entire process is excellent, and she's going to explain it in detail. Go ahead. Thank you.
Namaskara. Namaskara Mysuru and TiE members. Myself Tanushri, founder of Trita Infotainment LLP. Roll the Dice is our brand. What we do make families happy. We do make people happy. How? We are trying to reinvent the joy of Indian traditional board game, culture and heritage in the forms of games and products, activity kits for all age groups. So these are the previous slides. So these are the feedback that we received from lots of our customers, how it is making them happy, how they are getting family time, bonding. So basically our product is meant to engage the people. Nowadays with the mobile screens, people are completely lost in touch with their families. So our product helps anyone to bond with anyone easily. It provides a proper engagement with the terms of fun and entertainment. So what you may ask, what is our product? Our product is, first we started with ancient Indian board game, which is the best way of developing the skills. Name the skills, it is there. You name cognitive skills, strategy skill, logical reasoning, bonding, family gathering, whatever it is, everything is available with this board game. And then we moved on to cultural products. Cultural products, I mean to say, ನಾವು ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ್ದೇ ಟಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಟ ಸಾಮಾನುಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಚೈನಾ ಆರ್ ಬಾರ್ಬಿ ಡಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ everyone to connect back to our roots and culture. So these are our products. This is physical product. Now we have developed a digital platform. Digital platform, now anyone cannot avoid mobile. So when we know that fact, how about introducing a meaningful screen time? Meaningful screen time so that they engage in a constructive and entertainment way for themselves and for their family members. So we have tollugatti.com, which is our digital platform. We are trying to build it. And there what we are doing is we are building the same game set in the AR/VR format and in the engagement multimodal format. So these scenarios explain what kind of, scenarios comes. Now, ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ತಾತ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. They want to play. Play is a form of natural for anyone to enjoy. So we are doing this kind of boutique. So ಚೌಕ ಬರ ಆಡೋಣಮ್ಮ ಬಾ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಪುಟಿ ಬಾ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ and we are making a self-engaging, self-learning kind of product for kids to learn about our culture and our roots, our heritage in an easiest way. And the skill that we develop is not only educational, it's not only, means of learning. It's a kind of skill which is required throughout the life. So games indirectly helps in developing different kinds of skills. And what we are doing, the opportunities in this segment is bigger than what we think. So what we are doing is, we are reviving the folk games so that whatever games the ancient Indian wisdom practices were available, we are trying to bring back in a new format, attractive, vibrant format to the current generation. Whatever we had was old format. So now current generation kids need everything in a neat, attractive, vibrant set, which should attract by itself. So there has to be a pull factor. So we have introduced that pull factor, and we are making traditional board game much cooler than the physical fun using technology. When I say this, all of you have heard of Rummy or chessboard online and all. So we have the potential and capacity to bring all these games onto the online. So we are working on that space. And third one is, the best thing that happens with our product is it brings multiple generations together and bridges the generation gap. So that's the best thing we have experienced. We have experienced unite various forms of people coming together playing, and after the game is over, they are all united. They have a means to share the joy, engagement, fun, activity. And now coming to this, Shashi will explain the thing.
Yeah, hi, I'm Shashi. So we have been in this field for the last 3-4 years now, but it was mostly her initiative. She was the sole person who was building the whole thing, marketing, selling, doing everything. So I quit my job and I joined her just this year, and we were able to successfully pitch our products at Elevate. So using that, the thing we want to further, basically it has fed into our ambitions and we want to do something more. So this is what we think is the lowest number of TAM that we can target, approximately around 4.2 crores. And right now the numbers are kind of okay because we are still starting to go out to the market and target various different markets. And these are some of the offerings that we have. Amongst this, we are right now mostly focused on game sets at this point of time, but we are going to start the others. Events and workshops we have already started, but the subscriptions we plan to start it sometime in the next quarter or so. So this is how we reach out to the market, not anything very spicy or anything different. So, but it takes a lot of work and it is very meaningful. We actually get a lot of feedback, a lot of interactions with our customers, especially when we go and talk to them. And we have people coming to our store as well, and also on our online platforms. And this is something that we are going to launch, the subscriptions. And Tanu talked about our digital platform. So tollugatti.com is coming up. In a sense, we are developing the platform. So we have very ambitious plans for that, but obviously it has to be conditioned by the constraints that we also have. So at this point of time, we are somewhere over here. We have a platform, and we have started building the digital games on these platforms. In a sense, right now Chokabara Idmane. So that is something that we are building. Probably it should be available for testing sometime next month or so. But once we have the platform and once we have this thing, so I think we'll be able to add other games fairly quickly, because the whole platform is designed in such a way. So at the end of, say, by next April or something like that, we want to have some kind of a AR, VR, not wearing glasses or something like that, but actual multimodal gameplay we want to implement. In a sense, you shouldn't be forced to use AR glasses or VR glasses, but we are trying to do something which is more natural, which feels more natural, and which works for older people also, as well as for kids who are more tech savvy also. Yeah, this is who we are, and
I am very happy to have advisor Ravi Shankar, who is our business advisor, who has teaches us what to do, what not to do, and where we should focus on. We are so thankful to him. And we have another mentor called Dr. Veena. She's very much enthusiastic about Indian culture, heritage, and history. So she has been a professor of pediatrics. So she knows the child behavior as well as the adult behavior. She knows how to capture what will work with the customers. So she guides with us. And I myself, the founder, I have worked in corporate, and now I take care of the marketing, operation, production, design, this one. And Shashi Shekhar is a backbone behind this roll the dice. He has been taking care of all our technical operations. He has been instrumental in developing the digital platform for us. So this is our team, and I had 2 people just 1 month back to help me with conducting workshop. So growing Panks is nothing but our ask. So to ask this, we have sending and shipping our product to multiple markets in US, Europe, America, and all. But we are not able to do the bulk shipment. So if we are able to find someone who is local to take care of logistics, definitely we can scale up our production. And second thing is we are looking for gifting, corporate gifting options and event gifting options. Corporate gifting options, people are bored of the same thing, whatever. So this is something very differently engagement, out of the box thinking, and very brain boosting activity. So people can think of that. And for cultural engagement, these gifts are very different than giving the same old blouse piece, sari, pant, shirt, panche, shalya. Okay, this is something nobody will pass on to the next people. They will keep it because this is the first time they have got the gift, so they want to keep it for themselves. That is where we are targeting. And we are currently only on e-commerce. So we want to go by the traditional distribution channels, but the ask for them is more higher commission. We are not in a position to do that. So if we are getting someone who can help us with the distributions in the different cities of India and global, we are able to take it. And next one, we have taken workshop, baby step for workshop and event. Why? Because people are not aware such a kind of products and activities there. So we are doing cultural engagement in any of the functions, like it could be a wedding or Shashti Purna. So we go and engage the people in the cultural activities. People are very happy, and we got a tremendous response. And second thing, in the corporate, we are doing out of the box and mind refreshing workshop, so that the people are aware, okay, this is how we can change our mind direction, think out of the box. So these are our asks. So kindly refer me if you have any of these things. And we have an experiential center. So you can come to our experiential center and learn more about what we do. And you learn to play a game, buy the sets, so that you will be more convinced what you are learning, doing, and gifting.
Thank you. We'd love to take questions.
Yeah, in a sense, our website is rollthedice.in. The prices are all there. Why I'm saying that is because our prices range from around 500 or so to around 2000 and odd. So what happened was we mostly had games that were of very high quality, that we have used very good material, silk material, and also we have packaged that in proper tin boxes, which the storage, you won't have any problems, and you can use it for years together, maybe decades together. But obviously the production has a price, and hence the price was higher. Those products started at 1,500 and above. So this was actually a problem that a lot of our customers expressed. They said, we want to gift, but we can't afford these products. And many customers said, okay, I want to take it for my home. Many middle class folks. They said, okay, this is aspirational for me. So, but we want to play these games, and not just by writing a chowkabara on the floor. So we want to use these sets and play these games. So this was also part of our Elevate pitch, that we want to build economy sets for the customers. So once we got our Elevate this thing, so we started doing some R&D, and we have managed to build those games that you see in the canisters. So those are sub 1,000, and we have managed to get a pretty good quality out of that, and keeping it eco-friendly. So we have made sure that we don't use plastic almost anywhere, maybe one or two places, but even that's because of this thing. But I don't think there's any plastic in any of our products.
If there is anybody who can offer them help in the open, you can raise your hand and you can also say that.
Yes, please. There's a question. Yes, please.
Basic some people get bored sitting there just eating. So games, this old culture can also be coming back, and games will also make them fun, interactive, and nothing can be done.
Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. We are in fact working on that. So thanks a lot.
One of my friends happened to do something very similar. Okay, probably what if he came to me back to such probably, but I found that while this is extremely good our product, and he may not have the corporate exposure to from their put him across to you, and probably you say something like that. Company name is Balaveda.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done a lot of products on the Indian heritage level thing, and some of the products may overlap, but otherwise I think it can be a good thing for you. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
And have you already talked to people like Ramson and other guys for this?
We haven't directly talked to them, but yes, we have interacted over in forums and other things.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing what we are trying to do here is, in a sense, there are a lot of people, especially Ramsons and those people, they are pioneers and have invested a lot of time, lot of energy in researching these things. But what we feel is quite a lot of our competitors, they are focusing on just building the products and stopping there. So we are trying to add value on top of these games, and we are purely focusing on board games and a few more activity sets. But whereas most of our competitors, they are actually this is one more product line from their other products.
If
so
somebody has to pick a signature product of yours today, then what would that be?
Chokobara.
The Chokobara. Okay. And can people try it today from the audience at a later stage? Okay. So even people in the audience who want to try it at a later stage can do that.
In PT period, usually they used to play indoor games, right? There if you reach maximum number of schools, just one sample kit to one school can give you good business from the student.
Yeah. Here is our Shabrishan sir. He has referred us to few schools, and we have been talking to schools. They are completely blown with the idea and concept. We are finalizing with 2 schools in next 1 month. Yes, we are doing. Because first to get the attention of management people itself is very difficult. Once we get hold, all we ask is half an hour to 1 hour of their time. We just showcase one game with the history, roots, skill development, the pros, cons, and how the weaker students can be brought up to the normal students level, and for elders, how dementia can be prevented, or for elders, how the time pass can be done. So there are so many aspects with one single board game. So we are addressing and talking to the respective people. All we ask is for 1 hour time for us. Within 1 hour, we are sure they will get converted and blown by our idea and concept.
Two other avenues you can look at because India is a culturally diverse country. Now, for example, the 8th Cross Ganesha Festival is very, very famous. So I've already suggested to her, you display a product there. People, like-minded people come there. They'll be easily attracted to this. Second one is Chennai Music Festival. It's internationally renowned. Put up a stall there, get connected. Otherwise, I can find somebody to get connected with you, and you can do that also. Then the Anganwadis. You can get sponsors to fund Anganwadis. Anganwadis are they are growing so well today because our own member who is digitizing some of the content, we can take you to one of the Anganwadis, and those teachers are very well trained. And they will, and digitally they are leaning towards our culture. So this will add value to their.
Yes, we will do that, sir. Thank you.
Tanushri and Shashi, you are opening up a huge export possibilities. There is a consortium of toys, actually. Become a member there. You have to look beyond Bangalore and Mysore. 1,500 is not a price that anybody will say no to. Maybe here around we are finding difficult. What you are bringing on table is beyond 1,500 rupees. Get into the consortium of toys makers or toys. Channapatna Toys are part of it. Second thing, women in export. There's a whole big group which is helping women to do the export. They give you right from financing to market access.
Okay.
Do look into that. Diversify into corporates. There's a whole bunch of things you can teach through this toys, on strategies, on just even attending how to be a board member.
Yes.
There's so many things that you have on your hand. Sit and take help of some CM in this group who will see the bigger picture for you.
Yes.
You have a mentor like Sanjay Anandaram from Bangalore. Sit with him and just see the bigger picture that you can bring. I am just aghast to hear this, that 1,500 is a bottleneck for us with what you are bringing on table. So go dream big. It will happen.
Yes, thank you so much. We will work on that.
Thank you. Okay, I think
Thanks
we
a
are
lot.
done with questions. Awesome. Thank you. Most excited to sit and play the board games, but I think we have another half an hour to go. All of you can try the samples of Dirtyl and their samples, I think, backstage. Thank you for your excellent presentation, and thank you for bringing back all these board games into our lives. Next, we have Paryaavarneer Engineering and Consultants from Arjun. And when I met Arjun today, he looked more like a model and less of an entrepreneur. But I'm most excited to say that he is from our very beloved SJC Engineering College. So SJC students, raise your hands, big claps. I think he's also done his MTech from BITS Pilani. He's worked for 4 years and now has started his own company. He's also a part of the Water Association Institute, and he's also figured out all the models of automating sewage treatment plants. So he's here, and I welcome you on stage.
TiE Mysuru for giving this opportunity to us for the entire team. So myself Arjun, so I'm the managing director of the company, and our product is IoTreat. It's an IoT based platform for unmanned and remote operation of the treatment plants, the sewage treatment plants or effluent treatment plants. So generally these are operated manually, so that's just the background. So why do we need a sewage treatment plant or an effluent treatment plant? Generally, the sewage treatment plants are located in the industries, apartments, commercial complexes, and the effluent treatment plants are for industries. So why do we need it? First of all, it's a regulatory requirement. So it is must and should for some category of industries or some residential sectors. So that is first thing. But our question is, why do you need a performing STP or ETP? So what are the problems that if you have a non-performing plant, what are the problems that you may get into? So that we are going to explain here. So the problems can be even the closure of your units, maybe the industries or the commercial complexes, apartments, and that will affect the survival of the business and the cost, because due to penalty or the higher freshwater requirement. So all these can lead to the problems. These are the some of the problems, and safety aspects also, the effect on the environment. So these are the things that get affected if you do not have a non-performing plants. So then why there will be a non-performing plant? So the reason is there can be the reasons can be categorized into two things majorly. One is an infrastructural gaps and another is an operational gap. So the infrastructural gaps is something that would have happened during the design stages, maybe because of wrong inputs or wrong the concepts of design. So that is the infrastructural gaps that we take into. And the next one is the operational gaps. But if we have an infrastructural gaps, it is something that you cannot do with IoT, you cannot resolve with IoT. But when you have a properly designed plant, but because of operational gaps, you are not able to get the performance from the treatment plant, that is addressed by IoT. And with respect to the problem, what is the scenario in India? And these statistics are from the Central Pollution Control Board itself. So approximately around 78% of the sewage is something that gets generated from the households, so is not being treated in India. So there is no treatment of sewage happening, which is directly getting discharged into the rivers, lakes, or any other water bodies. That is one of the first problem. And out of the installed sewage treatment plants for the rest 22%, so only the 38% of the treatment plants are meeting the regulatory requirements. That is the norms that is prescribed by the government. So that is the problem statement, I can say. And this is only with respect to the government treatment plants. The treatment plants which are owned or operated by government. And the scenario with respect to the private treatment plants, it's even more worse, we can say, because of our experience. Unfortunately, there is no data available, but with our experience, it's even more worse, actually. Okay, so we will explain why and all the later stages. So we will be addressing the operational gaps, which may be because of unskilled manpower or the standardization gaps. So, and with respect to that non-performance, one of the major reason is the manual operation of the treatment plants. Generally, these treatment plants, as I said earlier, is operated manually with having 3-shift manpower, who may be a skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled manpower operating. But what are the problems that are there with the manual operation of treatment plants? One is the quality deviation, because the person may not be knowing the exact way of operation, that may lead to quality deviations. Higher cost of operation, because considering the total operation cost of a treatment plant, almost 80% of the cost goes to only for the manpower, and the rest is for other things, maybe the consumables or the spares or the power and other things. So that is one of the major costs for the owner of the treatment plant. And then comes there is less data or sometimes even no data availability at all, because manpower may write, may not write, because again this is mainly operated by unskilled or semi-skilled manpower, because to reduce the cost. And higher power consumption can happen because of unregulated operation. The person may not switch on the equipments as and when required, so that can lead to higher power consumption. And there is no real-time monitoring. One of the major problem is, if assuming that I am owner of a treatment plant or you are owner of the treatment plant, we always want to know whether things are happening in a perfect way or not. But unfortunately, we cannot be with the manual operation, because we have to depend on a person who is operating the plant. So whatever he tells, we have to believe. So all these problems we identify from our own experience. It is not that we brought it from the literatures or textbooks. It is all the own problems that we faced as a company at the initial stages had helped us to develop this product, actually. So what is IoT? So IoT is a combination of the environmental engineering principles, the best operation practices, combined with the technology that is IoT, automation, and real-time monitoring. So it's a combination. It's not that it is a new thing, it's a combination of the existing things. So I'll just explain the architecture of how the IoT works. I'm just taking an example of an existing plant. Again, this can be implemented in an existing or a new plant, but I'm just taking an example of an existing plant. So assume there is a manually operated STP is there. So what we do is we install the instruments which are required to ensure that we get the sufficient data from the plant for the operation. Then we connect it with the PLC and HMI. That transmits the data through IoT gateway to the cloud, and that can be seen in the dashboard. So this is the general architecture, and please note that this is a two-way architecture. So it is from the dashboard, if required, I can operate the plant from wherever we are. It is possible with IoT, everybody knows that, but that is one of the option that we already have in our system. So what are the things that we deliver as a company from the IoT is manpower cost savings, at least 30 to 60% of the cost of the manpower can be immediately saved from this. The manpower required per day will be 1 to 2 hours instead of 24 hours requirement. Energy consumption can be reduced by 20 to 30%. Quality of water, we always commit that it always meets the legal requirement, because in India the legal requirement is really stringent. It is not that, even though we may think that the environment is not good in India and the regulations are not good, regulations are actually good, but its implementation is something that is a big challenge in India actually. So we always meet the legal requirement, which is stringent. Return on investment is 1 to 3 years depending on the plant capacity, technology, size, and other things. We provide a warranty of 36 months for the entire setup that we do at site. So what are the benefits that we get? Again, this is some of the parts are covered in deliverables, but reduction in cost of operation, the quality of treated water, no full-time operator is required, because those who own the treatment plants would know that what is the problem of having a manpower to operate the plant. So you don't need to have a manpower to operate the plant, and there will be a continuous data availability in digital form since you install this, so you can analyze the data, and as per that you can maybe you can remodify the plants as per your requirements or assess the plant conditions. And there will be automation logics. We ensure that there is no emergency can arise, because emergencies are something that really destroy the plants. And human errors, one of the main problem for a non-performing plant is human errors. That will be completely eliminated, because there is no manual intervention in the operation of the treatment plants. And we can do the preventive maintenance based on the actual data, but not on some assumptions like the months or the days. So we will have actual data of running hours of the equipment with which we can do the preventive maintenance, and breakdown can be prevented, because this will also have some sensors which ensures that the equipments do not get breakdown. So we stop that equipment before it breaks down, so that it can be, because the cost of repair is actually high. So that can be saved with our system. So these are some of the benefits. So this is an example of an dashboard where we have done for one of our client. So from this you can see the tank levels, the quality, quantity, power consumption, the status of operation of today's. So all these things can be seen from one dashboard by wherever we are, through mobile or computers, laptops. So this is, and also we have the option of sending the alerts through mails and SMSs. So if you want some alerts to come through your mails for some, maybe when some tank level is crossing some limit, so you can even get that also. So what we do for the sustainability of the entire ecosystem is that, so for the environment, it ensures that we get the consistent quality of treated water, which prevents the pollution of environment and reduces power consumption, which in turn reduces CO2 power release into the atmosphere, and minimize the waste production by optimizing the operation of the treatment plants. That is for the environment. For the society, eliminates the safety and health risks. Maybe people would be seeing in papers that the people going into the treatment plant, operating there or cleaning there, getting stuck in the water and getting died because of the gases, the hazardous gases. So all those things will not be there in the picture, and it helps in eradicating the contact of manpower with the fecal water. That is, and with respect to economy, it reduces the operational cost of wastewater treatment facilities, and it also ensures the reduction of utilities required, maybe the fresh water consumption and other things. And the one more thing is, with respect to economy, why this economy matters here is, so one of the main problem is the cost of operation is one of the hindrance for the people. So we have offerings on turnkey basis and boot basis. In turnkey, the client pay us and we install it, and boot basis, we will be paying, and we will be installing the systems on our own cost and running for 3 to 5 years. These are our team. Myself, Arjun, Ravitej Jagde is my partner. So we both are BE and MTech in environmental engineering. Most of our team is with the environmental engineering background only. So challenges that we are facing is, with respect to the current scenario, is no stringent monitoring of treatment plants by regulators. That is one of the main problem. Absence of regulatory guidelines for online monitoring and automation. So these are policy related matters, but yes, one of the challenges. No market for treated water reuse. That is one of the another major problem. High initial cost of our product, that I will explain it later. Then reluctance to adopt automation. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing. And the support required, first we are asking with respect to policy advocacy. There are some big people here, so maybe, and this we are not asking for ourselves again, so this is for the environment also, in such a way that once the regulators have the online visibility of the treatment plants that are under them, so it helps to ensure that treatment plant runs and get the required quality. And the referrals with respect to we like your referrals to water intensive industries, food and beverages, textile, pulp, PCB manufacturing, the corporate which has multiple branches across India. So this helps the corporates to see all their treatment plants operation from one place. So it will help them have good control of the treatment plants. Because as I said, it can even affect the survival, because a lot of industries are closed because of the non-operation of the treatment plants and pollution. So that is the thing. So we are already serving few of the clients. We already have almost 15 installations across Karnataka as of now. So the future is, we are working on bringing the AI and ML into this to ensure that we get the treated water quality analyzed at site for all the regulatory parameters required. Currently it is available, but it is very costly. So we are trying to adopt this. So we already have, we won some awards and recognitions. We were recognized the top 50 startup in a Venturize platform, and second prize winner in startup TiE contest in Hubli. We were awarded as an innovative water management initiative in CII Southern Region Industrial Water Management Competition, which held at Chennai. So we recently won an emerging startup award from the BCIC, and we are also selected under Amrut 2.0 under the Pitch Water Startup Challenge, and we are implementing our solution in an government-owned STP in Davangere, which is an 5 MLD plant. The work is in under progress now. So we already have the trademark, copyright work is in progress. You can see the videos later. Thank you. Any questions?
The enforcement challenges, as you mentioned, as far as Mysuru is concerned, we can connect you with the DC, because he is also a subjudicial magistrate. He can take them to task. Recently, you may be aware, Heba Lake, which Infosys Foundation spent 105 crores.
Yes.
They found all the sewage getting into. I mean, this is unpardonable.
Yes.
That is one thing we can do that. Can also connect you with some of the CI members. In fact, you are there, part of the exhibition.
We are part of the CI,
by SLR. Hopefully something is coming out of that. Yeah. The other thing is, recently the CI State Council meeting, Art of Living people had come. They are doing a lot of water conservation program. There are 50,000 structures they have created so far.
Okay.
One of the key problem is, the Rishabhavati which flows, which is a sewage tank. It originates from Malleshwaram, and it spoils everything. I think we should do something there. Get hold of DC in Bangalore, penalize all those companies through Pollution Control Board. Because that is immediately, and through this DC, we can ask him to look at all the domestic sewages, and the corporation has to put up some plant. They will get World Bank funding and all that. So that I think that we should do. We should not, because it's a very impacting thing that you are doing, and we are so happy that you have come out with such a beautiful solution.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. I will connect with you, sir. Thank you.
How much is the cost that you are asking for? What is, you have monthly subscriptions plan, you have a plan where you are putting the ETP and managing it. So what is the cost that as an industry I should be looking at?
It depends on actually the technology and the capacity of the plant, but approximately it would maybe start from around 8 lakhs for a treatment plant of around 100 to 300 KLD. that is 1 lakh to 3 lakh liters of treatment capacity per day. So from there, it changes depending on the plant layout, plant capacity, technology, and all comes into the matter. So it's a purely customized solution. It is not that we can easily copy from one plant and paste it to another plant and run it. So what we do is, when we have a inquiry, so we go to the plant, we see their existing infrastructure and understand, and then how we plan on how we can automate. Yes, there will be some copy paste things for sure, but we cannot do it for all the plants. It's not possible. So we generally do that survey and then come out with the costing, but generally you can take it up to, starting is around 7 to 8 lakhs, I can say.
Sure. So if the industry has their own ETP plant, like I come from the biotech, so obviously I have my own challenges. But when I put my ETP plant, I am a tier 2 city person, I am a woman entrepreneur, I get 75% reimbursed from MSME.
Okay.
Is that something that you will also be doing? Because one of the thing I saw was that you put the plant and you run it for us.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if something like that, so that basically my cost is not 8 lakhs then. If 75% is coming back to me, it's not 8 lakhs. Second thing, for a biotech company or pharma company, since we are the most polluting people out there, what we have is in Mysore, we have people who come and pick up our water for 1 rupee a liter. So if I even have a 10,000 liter coming per week, my cost is not more than 40,000, right? So why would I get into all this big challenge and get the regulators on my back? Then I would rather give that 40,000 and Baba, you take my water and do what you want and how you want, and they know how to deal with it. So there are agencies who are doing this way. Now, why I am saying this to you is mostly, how are you going to mitigate your risk when you are there doing the similar kind of job where the cost itself initially is very high?
Yeah, so for that, it actually depends on the amount of wastewater that you would generate. As you said, up to around 50 KLD or 60 KLD or 50 to 60,000 liters per day, I don't think our solution is economical. I'm telling it very openly. But again, it's not only the economics here. There are a lot of things that comes into the picture. The quality of, the consistency of quality of treated water, that is one thing. And second thing is, again, with respect to the reuse of the water. So there are other aspects that comes into the picture. But as you said, after some capacity, maybe some 20,000 liters per day, the regulators will not allow you to send it to the CETP. What you are telling is a CETP, that is Common Effluent Treatment Plants, we call it as. So they are authorized to take your wastewater and treat it in their plant and reuse it. But after some capacity, as I said, around after at least some 10 to 20 KLD, the regulators will not allow for that. So that is one of the advantage that we have, because there is a compulsion that they have to install their own ETP and reuse the water. So that is one thing that helps us.
We install our ETP, but not necessarily reuse, because those water is not good except for gardening, putting it in the garden. We cannot reuse it, especially in biotech. If you are making medicines or pharma, they will not reuse it.
Yes, it cannot be reused in the process for sure, 100%, even in food and beverages, even in a lot of sectors. I totally agree with that. But it is not that we have to use the water only for process. There are other things that will associate with the process. For example, I will tell a cooling tower. In a cooling tower, generally people like to use the fresh water because people think that that is the better thing. But actually, you can even use the treated sewage water also. But people are not aware about it because people think that sewage water should not be used, because we are still in that mentality. So one thing is, first, technically, if you ask me as an environmental engineer, even I can drink the treated sewage. But it depends on the level of treatment that is happening, one thing, and the quality parameters that are there. So even for cooling tower, I can assure you that you can reuse the water, treated water, for your cooling tower, boilers, and even for some of the other applications that industries may have. So even we are seeing a lot of industry, we are operating in some of the industries where they use their almost 3 lakh liters per day of treated sewage for their process. That is in the steel industry anyhow, again. But they do that. So it depends on your industry, your process, a lot of things. That's what, it's not that I can say one thing applies to everybody, every sector. It's a customizable thing. Depending on that, we can work out that.
And you use microbes also to clean this water?
Yes. It's a biological treatment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And Just one addition. So it is not a technology. I am telling it again openly. So it's an addition to your existing technology. Even we do new treatment plants. Okay. So for the treatment plants, this ensures it's efficient operation and unmanned operation. So it's not a technology like an SBR or MBR or ASP, something like that. So it's not a technology, it's a platform that automates the existing technology. And it can be done for any technology, any capacity. Thank you. Our specific ask is to connect to the industries because we are more focused on industries. They know the pain points of the water and the real need of the water. So especially water intensive industries, that is what we ask. That is one of the particular ask that we have. Till now. We have done 15 plants till now and 5 are in progress. No, even for residential sectors, commercial, the co-work spaces, industry. So it's a mixture. In Mysore, we have done it only one plant, that is in ITC Nanjangud factory for their ETP and STP.
For the pitch, and thank you all for the questions. I think we've had excellent 4 presentations and a lot of learning personally for me, and I'm sure that the audience also enjoyed these presentations. I would request all the 4 of them who pitched today to also put your asks on WhatsApp, so members who are not here can also connect and help you. Second, if there is anybody who can help them, and today multiple conversations started, so please continue those conversations and help our associate members out. With that said, thank you all for the excellent presentations. Moving on, I think it is extremely important to show our gratitude to all the 4 pitches that have come forward to us. And to do that, I would like to request Mahesh sir to give away the memento to Dirtyl. Dirtyl, please come on stage. Next, I would request the team of QIKK to please come on stage, and I would request Sabrishan sir to please give away the memento. Next, we have the team of Roll the Dice to please come on stage, and I would request Mukund sir to please give away the memento. I would next invite on stage Arjun from Paryaavarneer. I would ask Sri Lakshmi ma'am to please give him the memento. I would now request all the 4 startups to please come on the stage for a picture, and I would also request all the charter members to accompany them.